Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 28 January 2021, a Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Must be time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and it is. I believe we have 27 sale lots and 30 items or something like that tonight. And it is a pretty cool bunch of stuff. Pricing has been painstakingly tailored for your budget and for value by my consignors and me. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping. If you are new to this weekly event, or if you just haven't looked in a while, I'm going to post for you on the screen in just a moment the terms of the sale. You need to be familiar with and agreeable to those if you're going to attempt to purchase a knife this evening. I will also reprint them in the description underneath this video if you'd like to peruse them at your leisure. Also in the description, right above the terms, you're going to find 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first one is to my Primer for Buyers video. That is an expanded 38-minute explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you are a new buyer, you might want to take the time to watch that. Second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video if you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move some of your collection along. That video gives you the whys and wherefores and instructions of how to do that. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. There will also be a little card pop up on your screen with a link to that video. So in the description, you've got those 3 links. Then you've got the terms of the sale. And then at the bottom, the full list of tonight's inventory complete with timestamps and pricing. The number to the left of the slash is your as shown price. The number to the right is the price of the knife with a fresh edge from the Apostle P Knife Service. And there will be next day sharpening this week for the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened this evening. If you're outside that first 6, expect your knife to ship in about 4 weeks after sharpening. I think that's about it. Time to get the terms up on the screen for you. And then we'll be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. All right. Let's get to it, shall we? Let's see. We have no leftovers from last week to show you tonight, so it's all fresh stuff. And we're going to lead it off with an inventory item that will show up in the description as the Victorinox Wenger combo. So here we go. We've got 3 Swiss Army knives in this combo pack. The first one is going to be from Victorinox, and this is the classic SD, the small frame with the plastic covers. You've got tweezers, you've got toothpick, you've got split ring, you've got main spear point pen blade, you've got fingernail tool / screwdriver, you've got scissors. And that knife, I guess we'll call that excellent, no box. Next up, you've got the Wenger Evo Grip 10. So the Evo Grip 10 comes with the contoured handle and the rubber traction inserts. We have a main spear blade. We have a can opener. We have the screwdriver cap lifter. We have toothpick and tweezers. We have corkscrew. And we have an awl. And a split ring. And that one is, let's say, near mint. Excellent to near mint, no box. And then the third knife, and this, guys, is a very cool Wenger. It's the Journeyman main spear blade. A very cool set of adjustable pliers. Oops, I got them out of position there. There we go. And where are my scissors? Seems like I was missing something. Oh yeah. Can opener. Screwdriver cap lifter. And we go to the back side, we have Phillips screwdriver, toothpick tweezers, split ring on a chain. A very cool piece. Oh, and there's an awl back here too. That one is very near mint. So I don't know what these would cost if you bought them all new, but I bet you can't buy them for this price. 2 Wengers and a classic SD from Victorinox. Your price for all 3, $50, plus 15 each for the single bladers and 25 each. Let's see, which one had 2 blades? Was it this one? Yeah. So the Journeyman, oh yeah, it's got that little clip blade. So 15 to sharpen these 2, 25 to sharpen this one. So your inventory is going to say 50 as shown, 75, 90, 105. All excellent to near mint, no box. And that is in your inventory as the Victorinox Wenger combo. Next up, the Leatherman Skeletool. Pretty cool multi-tool from Leatherman. So you got a carabiner to carry it on your belt loop. You've got a combo edge knife blade. And the other side of the back, this is kind of cool. Let's see if I can do this correctly. There is an extra bit housed in the handle. So this one's going to have 2 flat blade screwdriver bits. Now I won't be able to get it back in there. There we go. And then over here you have your bit holder, and the Phillips bit is installed, and there's a little lock. So not a huge tool set in the Skeletool, but you do have those famous Leatherman pliers, the needle nose pliers, the large pliers, and the wire cutter. And this tool is near mint, no box. I believe they run about 65 bucks new on the web. This one can be yours 35 bucks, guys. 35 bucks for the Leatherman Skeletool. Next up, I have never seen one of these before. Check this out, guys. This is from Emerson, and it's listed as Emerson design. So I'm not sure who makes it or where, but it is a tactical Tomahawk. Comes in a really nice nylon sheath. So, yeah, look at that. So it's got kind of an epoxy crinkle coat finish over S7 steel on the head. And the length of the head is 7 3/4 inches. Standard Tomahawk on this end. And then a skull piercing device that is sharpened on the other end. The handle is what Emerson calls super tough modified nylon. Then you've got some O-rings for grip. The overall length of the Tomahawk is 13 3/4. Condition on this thing is, I'm going to call it near mint. There doesn't really seem to be any edge wear anywhere. It does come with the sheath, no box. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were in stock, they were $302. $302. This one can be yours, near mint, no box, $200 shipped, priority mail, and that's not going to be a cheap priority mail postage amount on that dude. So $200 like it is, $220 if you want me to sharpen the normal end of the Tomahawk. No need to sharpen that other end. So $200 like it is, $220 sharpened. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Emerson CQC-T Tomahawk. I would say the T is probably for Tomahawk. Let's see if I can resheath this without cutting myself. I think we got it. Pretty slick little setup for you Emerson fans. Next up, here is a pretty special little knife, guys. From Schrade, when they were still making knives in America. Check this out. This, my friends, is the Schrade PH2 Pro Hunter. I have no idea what the blade steel is. Oh. Wow, does it look like Bob Loveless to you? Because it sure does to me. And what a sweet little knife in the hand. Yeah. 2 7/8 inches of drop point awesomeness. Beautifully hollow ground, nice and thin at the edge. Brass bolsters and pins, and I think that handle is a polished Delrin. And it's wearing a little leather thong lanyard. The handle's 4 1/16, and guys, it's hard to describe how good that handle is. And the sheath is a beautiful wet-formed black leather job. The knife snaps in securely. Man, what a nice package. They made this in several versions, but the black Delrin with that wet-formed black leather sheath is just super classic. This is near mint, no box. Your price on a piece of American knife-making history. A decidedly Loveless-inspired design made in America by a formerly great American company, Schrade. $50 like it is, $70 with my edge on the Schrade PH2 Pro Hunter. Next up, we have one from Fiddleback Forge. Andy Roy. Going to come in its original poly bag. So FB Custom 1272, what that says in fine print, is a Fiddleback Forge custom snow bill. Now right now you see it riding in this beautifully crafted RLO clip sheath. It also is going to come with the original sheath, which is sort of a pancake style ambidextrous affair with the fire steel loop. Inside comes the knife, and then guys, important to make this distinction on the Fiddleback product. There are production Fiddlebacks and there are custom Fiddlebacks. This is an Andy Roy custom Fiddleback snow bill, an A2 with a 3-inch Scandi ground blade and that spalted finish. And then there's a composite wood handle, some kind of burl wood, and it's infused with a hard resin in blue, and they call this the Burl and Blue Cloud Magma handle. Then it's got blue and black liners, black pins. The handle length is 4 inches, and a great little pinky perch in the belly of that handle. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. And it is like new in box. Zero edge wear on that Scandi edge. This knife would have been $350 new with the factory sheath, and I would imagine that RLO sheath is at least a $50 affair. So probably, I would imagine my consignor has about 400 bucks wrapped up in this package. Can be yours for $290 on the Fiddleback Custom Snowbill. Next up, this is my pick of the sale. If I were right-handed, guys, boy, if I were right-handed, from Microtech. We have a SOCOM Elite single edge standard in black handle with TrackTech inserts that is hard anodized aircraft grade aluminum, tip down right hand pocket clip. There is your blade. This one crafted in October of 2018. The two-tone. Oh, do you see the glint? That's because it's wearing an ApostleP edge. Yes, this is one of those knives from my consignor Kris, who buys new knives, has me sharpen them, and then a year or so later has me sell them. This is one, and that edge is sticky, guys. It's sticky. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. There's your ball bearing pivot action. There's your centering, which is normally perfect. And what a thwack. It is near mint, in box. The only thing keeping it from not being classified new is the fact that it has my edge on it. So let's see. Oh, blade steel, by the way, M390. I don't think I mentioned that. There it is. No. The SOCOM Elite with two-tone blade is currently out of stock, but if you could buy one new at your favorite web retailer, it would run you $319. This one can be yours for the bargain price of $250 shipped. No need to sharpen. 250 on the Microtech SOCOM Elite TAP. Next up, from We Knife, we have a model 2003 Alpha Mini Buster. The Mini Buster, what a sweet little knife this is. Just take a few minutes to peruse the detail work on that CNC milling. Look at that. I love that little reveal right there, how the slotted backspacer accepts that edge on the blade. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice little custom lanyard with a titanium bead. Fully milled titanium pocket clip. It is a ball bearing flipper. It flips with a very nice sort of muted thunk. Nice sheep's foot blade, which is CPM 20 CV, 3.5 inches of it with a shimmery bead blast. Bead blasted titanium handle. Titanium frame lock with steel lock bar insert. The handle on the Mini Buster is 4.5. It's got perfect mechanics. It comes like new in the box with the lanyard and bead. I think these are actually in stock at some web retailers for $289. This one can be yours for $230. $230. $255 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge, and that can be done by tomorrow, Friday the 29th, if you're one of the first 6. That is the We 2003A Mini Buster. Next up, we have a couple knives from a little company known as Cold Steel Knives. Significant knives, guys, because these are pre-GSM Cold Steels, before the sale of the company. And the one we're going to start out with, every Cold Steel collector should have one of these. This is the Cold Steel Lynn Thompson autographed Kris Ti-Lite. The Kris Ti-Lite. I'm going to hold on to that box for just a minute. Look at that, would ya? Comes in the OD green, polymer handle, Zytel handle. It's going to be tip up, right or right hand carry. Right or right. And the Ti-Lite needs no introduction. And then, oh my! We have a blade in this Ti-Lite, 6 inches in length of holy hell nightmare ground 440C. And I think these are numbered. I'm not sure how many they made, but this is number what, 627? Laser etched with Lynn Thompson's autograph. It is a stainless steel liner lock knife, and it locks with authority. The action is beautiful. The centering is dead down the middle, and the action is amazing. That, guys, is a piece of work. So when these were available, and they were not available for very long, this one is like new in the box with perfect mechanics. When you could buy them, they were $102. They're gone. You can't buy this one for $102. And wait, there's more. Not only is that blade signed with the laser etch of Lynn C. Thompson's signature, but this particular one, hand signed on the box by the man himself. No, guys, it will not be 102. This piece of history is going to run you 160, 160. And if you are a cold steel collector and you don't own one, you need to. We're not sharpening this. It needs to not be touched. The only time it needs to be touched is by the flesh and blood of the bad guy that you kill with it. That is the cold steel. Lynn C. Thompson signed Kris Ti-Lite, 160. Next up, an absolute bona fide cold steel classic. We have an American Lawman and S35VN murdered variety, and this is probably my favorite version of the Lawman. It comes with the less aggressive and thinner profile G10 handle. Both clips included, by the way. It's wearing its right hand clip right now. The lefty's in the box. All black hardware. Whoops, that was me. And the DLC blade. And worthy of note, this is the High Saber flat ground version in S35, and it's got the properly executed choil and ricasso. Actually sharpenable all the way to the back with the full finger groove. The lockup is rock solid. The centering is down the middle, and it flicks open beautifully. Nice low effort triad lock on this one. Super free blade. Condition like new in the box. They're out of stock, and when Cold Steel was owned by Cold Steel, this is kind of the last of the Mohicans. So, they're out of stock. When they were in stock, they were between $95 and $100 web pricing. This one can be yours like new in the box for $80. Then $100 with an Apostle P Edge next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. Next up, moving on to Golden, Colorado, USA. Earth, we have one from Spyderco. Oops, backwards. And inside the box comes a Manix 2 Brown M390. That's really all the description this knife needs. There you go. Sportsman's Supply dealer exclusive sprint run. That beautiful brown G10. Polished clip, bright hardware, satin blade. In Bowler M390. This knife is unmolested, factory fresh, zero edge wear, rock solid lockup. Free dropping blade, and centering looks to be about right down the middle to me. We'll call it like new in the box, and a beautiful example. Of course they're out of stock, but this one you can have for your very own. Shipped to you by Priority Mail for the price of $170, $170. $195 if you like it with an Apostle P Edge, and next day sharpening is available if you're one of the first 6. That's in your inventory is Spyderco Manix 2 BRN M390. Next up, Another Spydie, and another Spydie from Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. We have a military DKGRN 204P. How about that? Yes, we do. A Spyderco Sprint Run, dark green G10. Guys, all militaries have pretty nice action, but this thing, quite amazing. It flicks open with like zero effort at all. Centering down the middle. Lockup solid as a rock. And yeah, the blade steel is Carpenter CTS 204P. Again, unmolested factory fresh knife. These are out of stock. They were a KnifeWorks exclusive, by the way. Your price for this one, can't find a nicer one really. $180, $180, and then $205 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Spyderco Military GN 204P in your inventory. Next up, I bet this won't last long. I just bet you. From Spyderco, this time from the Taichung, Taiwan plant, we have a Spydie Chef. A Spydie Chef, and you're going to notice in your inventory it says Spydie Chef CQI. So this is the CQI version of the Chef. The difference between this and the original is the detent ball. I guess the steel balls in kitchen use were developing a little rust and making the action kind of gritty, so Spyderco improved it by installing a ceramic detent ball. And this is smooth as glass as that ball rides over that blade tang, guys. It's really, I'm glad they did it. We do have a little of that Spydie stick, but you know, it just kind of lets you know the blade's locked. It's not a problematic stick whatsoever. Centering is going to be right down the middle. I'm calling it like new in the box. I really could not find a mark on it, nor could I detect any discernible edge wear. So yeah, pretty nice example, guys. So the Spydie Chef currently in stock for Spyderco MAP pricing at your favorite web retailer for $234, or just buy this one, $195 shipped, priority mail. The CQI version, $195 shipped, as shown, $215 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Spydie Chef CQI. Next up, we're heading to Titusville. We have one from Great Eastern Cutlery, the Tidioute Cutlery. Get his gold. Number 78 American Jack, your model number 782117 in smooth white bone, so that model number would indicate this here 78 is a single spear point version, and it is. Satin finish, no etch, drawn swedge, nail neck. 7 pull, maybe 7.5. Perfect walk and talk. Blade centering is close. I see it ever so slightly off to the right. This is a near mint knife, just storage scuffs in the nickel silver is all you're going to find on this one. And 2 very pretty pieces of smooth white bone. So let's see, we'll call it near mint in tube. Your price $160, $160 like it is, $175 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. That's in your inventory is GEC Tidioute number 78 American Jack. Next up, we've got another tube from Great Eastern Cutlery, the Tidioute product line. This is a Pioneer Jack in Woodland Micarta, model number 235120L, and also is going to come with the button. Here's the knife. Love the Woodland Micarta. So what they do is they take some muslin micarta, they jig it, and then they sort of, do they torch it? I don't know. And then whenever you see the Woodland micarta, you're going to see satin hardware. So the shield and bolsters are satin. And the 23 is a closed end knife, so the back spring and blade tang come nearly flush to the end of the handle to keep debris out. And then you've got this gorgeous drop point blade. Guys, the pull on this one, 9. Not a girl's knife. Gorgeous drop point blade. Full flat ground satin finish, nail nick. Nice and far out on the blade, so it makes it a little easier to pull. And then you've got the liner lock riding over the top of the tang. But still, it is a man's pull. Centering on this one, very close. We'll call it near mint to like new in tube. Your price on this one, $130, $130, and then $150 if you would like me to sharpen that blade. That's in your inventory as GEC Tidioute number 23 Pioneer. Next up, oh, we got one more Spydie. Yes, we do. From Spyderco, we have, it's a Techno. And this is an original Techno, or a Techno 1. We have a little baggie with the original body screws, blue G10 backspacer, and original clip, because the knife is wearing some gorgeous blue titanium hardware with hourglass standoffs and another clip. Okay, so body screws, standoffs, pivot, all that anodized blue titanium. Inside we have that CTS XHP blade with that gorgeous Taichung stonewash. I did detect a spot on the spine of the blade. Where is it? Oh, there may be a couple of them right there. XHP, not a very rust-proof steel. I'm sure you could polish that off relatively easily. Let's see. Edge wear, very little. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Nice smooth action. Centering's beautiful. We'll call it near mint in box. You guys know, if you've been looking for these, it's pretty hard to find one under $200. This one, though, with the custom hardware, can be yours for $195. Shipped, priority mail, $215 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if you're one of the first 6 to purchase a knife to be sharpened tonight. That is in your inventory as Spyderco Techno. Next up, we have another wee knife. This one is the model 2004 Bravo, the Banter. I'm kind of surprised they didn't release this knife as a Civivi at this price point. Just a nice little shorty, only a 3 5/8 handle, but very efficient blade to handle ratio. The blade length's 2 13/16. Blade steel, S35 VN, kind of a black wash treatment, so DLC and then tumbled. Those look like titanium thumb studs. Black G10 handle, stainless steel liner lock, blackened. Nice little deep carry clip, and is it? No, it is not reversible. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Knife runs on ball bearings, even though it's a thumb stud knife. Centering is right down the middle. Action is stupendous. Lockup is perfect. Condition is like new in the box. Now, these are in stock with the blue G10, but the black are out of stock. When they were in, they were $108. This one can be yours like new in the box, shipped priority mail. $75 like it is, $95 with an ApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available. That is the WE 2004B Banter. Next up, we have one from Kershaw, a made in the USA model, and what's inside the box is a Knockout 1870 BLUSW. Really? Well, let's see. my Kershaw translation means it's blue and stonewashed. But check this out, guys. This is a USA-made blade, dealer exclusive. Blue hard anodized aluminum handle with some pretty cool little mill cuts. Reversible, deep carry pocket clip. The Parkerized subframe lock bar. Speed safe action. Blade steel M390. Love the knockout. Just a superb knife in hand. Great slicer. Lockup is rock solid. There's your engagement. There's your centering. Should be right down the middle. Speed safe action rocks. Beautiful example of an out-of-stock dealer exclusive. It is like new in the box. Your price $115, guys. $115, and then $140 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory. Is Kershaw 1870 BLUSW knockout. Next up, man, this is a cool knife. And I'm not that big a fan of the model. We are going bold with a ZT. This is, I think, the least expensive Hinderer ZT they ever made. It's a 566. Okay, so it's sort of based on the Hinderer XM, like the 560 and 561 were, but it's a little smaller knife, and it's a speed safe knife. And you're going to see two poly Ziplocs from MXG Gear that have some original hardware in them, because, check this out. How about that? We have an MXG blue G10 scale with a Hinderer mill pattern. We have MXG hardware that looks like Hinderer hardware. Even the pivot. With standoffs. Check it out, man. Yeah. What a cool little package that is. Speed safe is still intact. A lot of guys de-assist these. This one still has the spring. Lockup's rock solid. It is a stainless steel frame lock. Deep engagement, but it ain't going anywhere. Beautiful blade centering. So we'll call it near mint to like new in box as modded, right? Now I did find some completed listings. I think these are discontinued. But eBay completed listings of stock knives, and this does have the S35 blade, by the way. But those sold knives ran between $125 and $165. This one, I don't know how much my consignor spent on this hardware and the scale, but this can be yours for 130 bucks, guys. 130 like it is. 150 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge, and next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. It's in your inventory as ZT0566 Cust Hardware for custom hardware. Next up, we have Spydies sprinkled everywhere tonight, don't we? This one from Golden, Colorado, USA Earth by way of Wisconsin. We have a red Paramilitary 2 DLT Trading dealer exclusive with that red G10, that M390 blade, and guys, this is a sweetie. I mean, look at that action. Oh my lord. Centering is beautiful. Lockup is rock solid. Guys, that's a beautiful example. Beautiful. Like new in the box. Your price, $175. $175 like it is. $200 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if you're one of the first 6. That's in your inventory is Spyderco Para 2 Red M390. Time to turn the page. Time to turn the page. As you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. Next up, from the Northwoods Knife Company, Ottawa, Tennessee, we have the Northwoods Coolidge Jack and Brazilian jigged cherry wood Comes in a Northwoods embossed pocket slip. Inside comes the knife. Look at that. Oh. So guys, this is made on the Great Eastern Cutlery number 12 toothpick frame, but it's Northwoods, so it's all steel. Bolsters, end caps, liners, shield, all steel. And they did such a beautiful job on that Brazilian jigged cherry wood. Look at that. Here's what I like about the Coolidge versus the number 12. The number 12 has a robust clip, but look at that. Even more so, a little broader at seams, those rustic flats, the long pull. Man, that's a good looking blade. Cam tangs, about a 7 pull. Nice walk and talk. Centering I'm calling close on this one. Its condition is like new in the box. Your price on what is going to be one of the last GEC Northwoods, $225 like it is, guys. $225 like it is, like new and baggy. $240 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6 tonight. That is the Northwoods Coolidge Jack. Put it back in its slip. Next up, it's another one from Northwoods Knives, Ottawa, Tennessee. This is the Ocoee Jack. Now, guys, I just happen to love that part of the world, and I know that Ocoee is a river that runs just north of Chattanooga and Ottawa, and there's a town on the river called Ocoee, just east of Cleveland, Tennessee. So this knife named after those geographic landmarks. It comes in the Northwoods pocket slip. Inside the slip resides the knife. The Ocoee Jack made on the Great Eastern Cutlery number 48 slimline. No, it isn't. It looks like it's made on the 92. I looked at it and thought, man, that's a 48, but no, it isn't. It's a 92. It's got a single Wharncliffe blade, rustic flats, long pull, deeply stamped Northwoods logo. Let's see, about a 6 pull. Very light. Nice little Roadrunner. Centering on this one is perfect. And the covers on this are called Tractor Green Jigged Bone. So if you're familiar with that Ocoee region, it's sort of a river bottom agricultural area. And we all know what tractor we're talking about, don't we? Pretty cool. A beautiful example, like new and baggy, with coin. Your price, $245, $245 like it is, $260 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That is the Northwoods Ocoee Jack. Next up, it is time for some fixed blades, my friend. First, from LT Wright Handcrafted Knives, we got us an LT Wright Outback Scandi in 3V, black canvas micarta, red liners. Oh, here we go, in the beautiful LT sheath, wet formed to accommodate this beautiful handle, and man, what a handle. What a handle. Oh. First, let's talk about the blade. Standard LT Wright coarse satin. I believe that little X denotes 3V, then the LT Wright stamp. Beautifully Scandi ground. This does have a little bit of edge wear in the belly. Then there is your black canvas micarta, the red liners. Man, what a knife in hand. 4 1/8 inch blade, 4 13/16 handle. Beautiful leather sheath. We'll call it near mint in box. A little bit of edge wear noted. I did find some of these in stock on the web, similarly configured. Web price about $260. This one can be yours. Near mint in box, shipped priority mail, $210. $210. And that's in your inventory is the Ti-Lite Outback Scandi. Next up, another one from LT. This one happens to be the Forest Trail Scandi in CPM 3V. This has a handle material called double red with white liners. And the double red, it's just cool. It appears to be a micarta, and I can't tell. I think it's canvas, but it's red. It's deep blood red. And then look at those white liners. Gorgeous handle profile. I mean, gorgeous. And look at that drop point blade. 5 1/8 inches of blade, 4 7/8 inches of handle, Scandi ground, and again, just a little edge wear from belly to tip. No sheath with this knife, guys. We'll call this near mint in box, slight edge wear noted, no sheath. These are out of stock, but when they were in stock, this configuration could have been purchased for about $230 at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours, though, for $170, $170. $200 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Ti-Lite Forest Trail Scandi. Next up, this is my moment tonight. You guys know the moment, the knife that I really hope you don't buy. The one I'd like to keep for 2 reasons. It's just the most prolific, the most ubiquitous Bark River knife ever. The Bravo 1 in black canvas micarta and hollow pins. But here's what makes it special. This is the Bravo 1 USMC. And it comes with a sheath that you guys just need to look at for a moment. Look at the subtle beauty in that die job. So that sheath is stamped Bark River, but by design and by craftsmanship, I think Miss Skinbender herself did this one. I think Jenna Martin, wife of Matt Martin, Vehement Knives. Jenna is the persona behind Skinbender Leatherworks. Definitely her design. So we have horizontal carry straps. That can be configured kind of however you want them. And then the retention strap is protected. Well, the knife is protected from the hardware by this flap. And this one is beautifully, beautifully fitted to the knife. That sheath is a piece of work. Jenna, you rock. Anyway, here's the knife. Standard Bravo 1, A2 steel, beautiful high saber convex grind, jimped thumb ramp, black micarta canvas, hollow aluminum pins, and a lanyard. That is a piece of work. And I think we're going to treat you right on the price on this one, guys. How about $140? $140. I'm calling it like new in box. And a pretty good factory edge on this one, too. That is the Bark River Bravo 1 USMC. If you'd like me to sharpen it, $160, but I'm saying it probably doesn't need it. Next up, this is my favorite new release from Bark River last year. And I'll tell you why as we're looking at it, but it is a Bark River knife. This is the Aurora Hunter. The Aurora Hunter. So here's the story. Bark River made a knife called the Kalahari 2, which is a little larger knife than this. And it had a problem. And Mike solved it. So here's the deal. Beautiful sheath, pancake style, totally ambidextrous. You can go straight vertical or cross draw on either hip. Inside we have this knife. Yeah. So that's the Kalahari 2 blade shape. A little shorter though. This blade is 4 13/16 inches in length, so almost 5 inches. The problem with the Kalahari 2 is the handle is too skinny. And it was an odd profile. So Mike took the Kalahari 2, first production knife by the way, shrunk the blade length a little bit, still running that 5/32 stock, and then he stuck on an Aurora handle, which the Aurora handle is very hard to beat. Yeah. And it's meaty, and this one is a little meatier than most because it's got polished black canvas micarta handle scales, natural micarta pins, and thick natural canvas liners. Man, what a beauty. Now you know why you need to save me from myself on this one, guys. Oh. And yet, did I mention it's CPM 3V? It almost makes me want to sell my Kalahari too and make this one my turkey carver, but nah. Okay, first production run knife. 3V. Beautiful insight into Mike Stewart's mind on this one. You can buy a similar knife, probably not with the natural canvas pins, on the web right now for $275-ish. This one can be yours like new in the box, $200, shipped, priority mail, $230 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as Bark River Aurora Hunter. Okay, next up, it is watch time. It is watch time. I'm actually selling 2 of my watches tonight because my watch collection is getting a little out of hand. So here we go. And those of you who endure my watch review videos will remember this watch. From Bulova. Oh, what's that? Just 2 straps. So, guys, it's the Lunar Pilot, okay? The Lunar Pilot. This is a commemorative watch for the David Scott Apollo 15 Bulova moon watch, right? It looked a lot like that. And the story is Dave Scott, commander, Apollo 15, had his NASA-issued Omega Speedmaster. He was getting ready to do an EVA. The crystal pops off. So Bulova smartly, they lost this contract to Omega. So if that dial looks like a Speedmaster, there's a reason why. They slipped Commander Scott a personal, one-of-a-kind Bulova Lunar Pilot, and he put that on after the crystal popped off his Spydie and wore it on the moon. There was one of them. It sold at auction in 1995 for about $1.5 million. Bulova, in the last few years, did a reissue. And they did it with their 262 kilohertz high accuracy quartz movement in chronograph form. So it's basically the movement of the precisionist, plus or minus 10 seconds a year quartz accuracy. I won't bore you with all the functions, but it's a chronograph. Pretty standard stuff, quartz chronograph. 45 millimeter case, 52 lug to lug. It's a large watch, although not overly thick. AR coated, flat boxed sapphire crystal. Neither one of the straps has ever been worn. I've got it on this Strapsco rally strap, which you get. There's really not a mark on the watch, only a little bit in the polished ring on the case back. There's a little wear from my arm hair. That's about it. You can currently buy this watch from Joma Shop with only 1 strap for $349. This one comes with that carbon fiber effect leather and then the mission strap, right? Which is a 2-piece nylon affair. Both never worn. So you can buy a new one like this with only 1 strap for $349, or just buy this. Very near mint inbox with both straps intact and unworn, plus the Strapsco rally strap. Your price on this, guys, $285 on the Bulova Lunar Pilot. Let's see if I can get it back in the box. I did. So that's $285 shipped. Next up, and it's the last item in tonight's sale. You guys probably remember this watch if you watch my videos. It's a Citizen. Inside the box, let's see, extra links. I don't know what that was for. Hang tags, all the goodies, no extra links. And this bracelet, it's been worn, guys. It's been worn, it's been scuffed up. Still perfectly functional, but it's not the prettiest thing in the world. Watch is about, I don't know, 4 years old. What is it? It is the BN0190-82E EcoDrive Professional Diver 200-meter dive watch. 60-click unidirectional bezel. And even though it's only a 60 clicker, it's really good. I mean, no backplay. The bezel insert's aluminum. The glass is mineral. Satin and polished case. I've kept the case a little nicer than the bracelet. It is wearing a Bond 22mm NATO right now. I don't think there's a mark in the crystal. Let me look close. Now that crystal's good. And I don't think the bezel has a mark in it. If it does, it'd be really, really tiny. So powered by any light source. You know, a couple hours in the light gives it like a year of battery or capacitor life. This particular version is running about 7 seconds per month quick. So really, really good. Gorgeous dial. Generally a sunburst dial, and then around the perimeter is a little guilloche ring. It's just cool. Nice embossed markers, nice sort of bluish tone lume. It rivals Lumibrite, it really does. And then a lume pip at 12. 44mm case, nice and short, guys. Well, 43mm case, 48 lug to lug. Very wearable watch. I'm going to call it excellent in box. You can buy these new at various web retailers between $195 and $215. And then this one wearing the Blue Shark NATO. How about $120, guys? $120. And all the original links are included with that bracelet. That is the Citizen BN0190-82E Professional Diver EcoDrive from Citizen. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another knife and watch sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.